All right, I love comments like this. Tax is the art of stealing from you to enrich the parasitic bankers while convincing you that you are contributing to society. Wake up. All right, let's unpack this, all right? Because I hear so many people do this because they've got anti-tax. They believe that they're being stolen from. And let's play through the potential scenarios here, the choices that you can potentially make, and whether you are advantaging or disadvantaging yourself. So let's get stuck into it. So let's say that your narrative is true, okay? Because the reality is the money isn't going to bankers. Taxes are collected by the government and is used in order to fund our society. I feel very privileged in order to live in Australia because of the prosperity that we have in the country that we live in. We have so much opportunity, we have so much freedom and flexibility, and a lot of that is due to the fact that the government collects taxes in order to provide us with this lifestyle. But let's say that you decide you don't want to pay any tax. And what that requires you to do is to make the decision that you're not going to make any money, or you're going to minimize the amount of money that you're going to earn purely to avoid having to pay tax to fuel these parasitic bankers, right? As a result, you must compromise your lifestyle. You must minimize the amount of wealth that you can create. You're never going to be able to borrow any money to buy your dream home, nor are you going to have the excess surplus in order to pay that off. Doesn't sound like a great reality to me. The alternative is you break the law, okay? You take cashies. You decide to make sure that you don't pay any tax because you do everything under the table in cash. And best case scenario is that, once again, all of those other opportunities aren't afforded to you. You're never going to be able to borrow any money because the bank is not going to lend you money on cashies. You're not going to be able to really build any wealth because if you do, you're going to get flagged by the ATO benchmarks and their AI, which is going to say that your wealth does not align with your economic position by way of your taxable reportable income, right? Further to that, we're going to be transitioning into a cashless society. How is that cashier going to work for you? You'd have to revert back to option one. So, doesn't sound like a great situation for me. It seems like that you're going to live a very limited and scarce existence. Now, the alternative is that even if you still do not believe in the tax system, in the vast majority of cases, you are going to keep 30% or potentially more of the income that you earn, okay? So you only pay out 30% of the income that you earn, meaning that you keep 70%, potentially more, of the income that you earn that you can use towards funding your lifestyle, building wealth, creating financial freedom, enjoying experiences, living an amazing life, right? So, is that 30% tax a good enough price to pay in order to live the life that you choose? Or would you prefer to live a life of scarcity in spite of a so-called parasitic banker that is stealing from you? I know which option I'm going to choose. Because the reality is that whether or not you believe in the government, whether or not you believe in taxation, whether or not you believe that they are using those funds appropriately in order to better society, or whether they're just being parasitic to line their own pockets, you end up cutting off your nose to spite your face as a result of trying to minimize your tax and avoid that money going to the government. So when we put that into perspective, who needs to wake up?